The lights go out. Your phone is dead. Suddenly the familiar world you rely on vanishes in an instant, replaced by uncertainty and darkness. The world outside is silent and heavy. This isn't just a blackout. It's a reminder of how quickly comfort can disappear, leaving you to face the unknown. Many preppers rush to their gear, feeling secure behind shelves of supplies. It's easy to believe that having the right equipment is all you need to weather any storm. But that's the first mistake. Relying solely on gear can create a false sense of security, blinding you to the real challenges ahead. The biggest myth is that the most prepared person is the one with the most stuff. Stockpiles can run out, break, or even become a burden if you don't know how to use them wisely. In reality, showing off your gear makes you a target. When resources are scarce, people notice who has what, and desperation can turn neighbors into threats. Your generator, your food, your water filter, they all advertise what you have to those who have nothing. The more visible your supplies, the more vulnerable you become. Survival isn't about what you own, but what you do, how you act, adapt and connect. In a crisis, your ability to work with others and solve problems is far more valuable than any gadget. The lone wolf with a stockpile and no allies won't last. Isolation breeds vulnerability, and even the best gear can't replace the strength of a supportive community. The person with basic tools, practical skills, and trusted neighbors stands a real chance. Knowing how to fix, improvise, and cooperate is what keeps you going when things get tough. Gear is just a tool. Its value depends entirely on your knowledge, creativity, and willingness to adapt. Your mind, your actions, and your relationships are what matter. These are the real assets that will see you through any crisis. True security comes from blending in and building alliances, not from being seen as the best prepared. Quiet strength and trust are your greatest defenses. Before you buy more gear, ask yourself, what skill or relationship can I build today that will keep me alive tomorrow? Invest in yourself and your community, because that's what truly makes you resilient. Collapse unfolds in phases, not all at once. It's not a single event, but a series of changes that ripple through daily life, each one building on the last. First comes panic, confusion, a rush for supplies, and the hope that help is coming. People scramble for essentials, lines grow long, and uncertainty fills the air as everyone tries to make sense of what's happening. Next, the unraveling, stores empty, police vanish, and neighbors become unpredictable. Trust erodes, and the familiar order of society starts to break down, leaving people to fend for themselves. Then, adaptation. People form small groups, barter, and routines for survival emerge. Communities shrink, and new rules are written as people learn to rely on each other in unexpected ways. Cash loses value, skills and goods become currency. What you can do and what you can trade suddenly matter more than money ever did. The new normal sets in. Daily life shrinks to your home and street, and violence becomes organized. Security becomes a daily concern, and boundaries are drawn tighter than ever before. Finally, the long slog. Months of scarcity, where survival depends on growing food, defending your group, and adapting to constant threats. Every day is a test of endurance, resourcefulness, and unity. Each phase demands a new strategy. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow, and flexibility becomes your greatest asset. Your focus must shift from reaction to sustainability to community. Building trust and cooperation is as vital as any supply or skill. The sooner you recognize the phase you're in, the better your chances. Awareness lets you act with purpose, not just react to fear. Survival is about adapting your actions as the world changes around you. It's a constant process of learning, adjusting, and moving forward. Don't get stuck in yesterday's plan. What kept you safe before might hold you back now. Stay flexible and stay alert. In a world that keeps changing, your ability to adapt is your greatest survival tool. When disaster strikes, your first hour is critical. Forget your gear, your actions matter most. First, get home, don't delay. Roads will clog, danger rises by the minute. Second, establish communication. Check on your core group with a pre-arranged plan. If alone, secure your location. Third, fill every container with water. While taps work, fill bathtubs, pots, bottles. Water is your lifeline. Fourth, go dark and listen. Don't draw attention. Stay quiet, gather information, and avoid becoming a target. These 4 steps, get home, communicate, fill water, go dark, are your foundation. Most people panic and miss these basics. Don't be one of them. Act fast, act smart, and set yourself up for the days ahead. Your survival starts with these first moves. Practice them now so you don't hesitate when it counts. Preparation is action, not just equipment. In chaos, the loudest and most obvious become targets. The smart survivor becomes the gray man, blending in, looking like everyone else. Ditch the tactical gear and new boots. Wear what's common, look a little dirty, and don't stand out. Move with calm purpose, neither like a victim nor a threat. At home, cover windows, keep lights off, and stay quiet. When you must go out, never show your best gear or full supplies. Carry just enough to look like you're struggling too. The gray man is forgettable, never interesting, never threatening. This invisibility protects you and your resources. Practice blending in now, not later. Invisibility is a skill, one of your most powerful survival tools. Don't advertise what you have. Survive by being unseen. Argentina's 2001 collapse turned doctors and engineers into scavengers overnight. Financial wealth vanished, bank accounts frozen, currency worthless. The survivors? Those with practical skills and strong community ties. Barter clubs replaced money. Neighbors traded food, repairs, and medical care. Lawns became gardens. Rooftops housed chickens. Everyone became a producer. The isolated struggled most. Those with trusted networks adapted fastest. Start now. Grow something. Learn a skill. Meet your neighbors. When the system fails, what you can do and who you know are your real assets. Don't wait for crisis. Build real wealth today. In collapse, cash is king for a few days, then it's worthless. Barter takes over. Small, consumable items, cigarettes, coffee, alcohol, soap become currency. As weeks pass, essentials like ammo, medicine, batteries, and hygiene products are most valuable. Never reveal your full stockpile. Trade in small amounts. Skills, like fixing, healing, or purifying water, are even more valuable and can't be stolen. The psychology of trade matters. Always appear to have just a little extra, never a hoard. Build your skills now, they weigh nothing and last forever. Stockpile what people need and use up. In a world without cash, your usefulness and your consumables are your power. Prepare to trade, not just to hoard. Adapt your mindset to the new economy. Survival is about what you can offer, not what you can spend. Sarajevo's siege showed survival is about adaptation, not strength. People changed routines, moving at night, using hidden paths, and living by new rules. Wealth became what you could eat, burn, or use. Firewood and lighters were treasures. Forget luxury. Focus on basics. Fuel, warmth, food, and water. Community mattered. Neighbors formed security groups, shared food, and protected each other. Psychological survival was as important as physical. Music, stories, and hope kept people going. Prepare to change everything about your daily life. Stockpile essentials, not gadgets. Build tight bonds with those around you. In the darkest times, courage and connection are your greatest assets. Adapt fast, and never lose your humanity. Your food stockpile is limited. Every meal counts. Practice food triage. Eat perishables first. Save canned and dried goods for last. But your greatest asset isn't food. It's your neighbors. Lone wolves can't keep watch, get sick, or defend alone. Trusted neighbors share security, resources, and support. Build these relationships now. Learn names, have conversations, create trust. Look for reliability and resourcefulness in those around you. A simple bottle of bleach is a lifesaver. Purifies water, cleans wounds, and prevents disease. Disease kills more than violence in collapse. Know how to use bleach safely. Share knowledge and supplies with your group. Community is your real insurance policy. Start building it today, not after disaster strikes. Survival is a team effort. Every collapse reveals the same truths. When the world changes overnight, the basics of survival remain constant, no matter where you are or what you face. First, community is your strength. Groups survive, lone wolves don't. In times of crisis, it's the people around you who make the difference between hope and despair. Build connections before you need them. Second, skills beat gear. What you know matters more than what you own. Tools can break or be lost, but knowledge stays with you. Practice essential skills regularly so you're ready when it counts. Third, be the gray man. Blend in. Don't be a target. Staying unnoticed keeps you safe and gives you options. Sometimes, survival means not drawing attention to yourself or your supplies. Fourth, health is everything. Clean water and sanitation save more lives than weapons ever could. Protect your health and you protect your future. Hygiene and safe water are your first line of defense. Fifth, adaptability is key. Plans fail, but flexible people survive. The ability to improvise and adjust quickly is what separates those who make it from those who don't. Let these guide your actions. Build relationships, learn skills, stay humble, and be useful. Share what you know and help others grow stronger too. Start with 3 steps this week, simple actions that lay the foundation for resilience. Build a water kit, get a filter, containers, and some bleach. Make sure everyone in your home knows how to use them. Water is life. Secure it first. Create a blackout box, flashlights, batteries, candles, and a hand crank radio. When the power goes out, you'll be ready to stay informed and safe. Meet a neighbor you don't know. Start a conversation, build trust, and lay the groundwork for mutual support. In emergencies, neighbors are your first responders. These steps cost little, but offer huge returns. Even small investments in preparedness can pay off when it matters most. Preparation is about action, not fear. Taking steps now gives you confidence and peace of mind, no matter what comes. Reflect on your situation, share what you learn, and help others prepare. Knowledge multiplies when it's shared. The more we work together, the stronger we become. Community is the backbone of survival. Take your first steps now, while the lights are still on. Don't wait for the crisis to begin before you act. Don't wait for disaster to start preparing. Every day you delay is a day you could have been safer. Your future depends on what you do today. Start now, and you'll be ready for whatever tomorrow brings.